I recorded 100 podcast panel episodes in 90 days. And here's something that I learned from it. Really, it's just what allowed for this to happen was that I created structure. You see, my name's Niiamah Ashong. I'm the founder of Outliers Edge, which is a transformational coach in business that brings people together in community to help them with their impact, their income, and their identity. And I run the Outliers Edge podcast, which is part of the Outliers Edge podcast network. In particular, we're doing a series on roundtables. And what I learned through doing 100 of these here is really around like the importance of having a structure and adhering to the structure. What made this possible was that every time I hit record and I brought people in, I knew generally what I was going to say, not because it was like the same conversation over and over again, but it had the same structure to it. I knew how I was bringing people into the conversation. I knew around where I was getting questions over and over again. And essentially, I ended up iterating on this to be able to create it into the podcast that it became by the end of 2024. But in that was just like the components of, I guess the reason I'm thinking about creating the structure around it is that there was a lot of flexibility. If you watch any of the episodes that are out there, you'll see that every conversation takes on its own its own life. It has to happen because one, my style is emergent. I'm very present to the people who are in the conversation. Two, those people are coming together for the first time. There's new energies, there's new combinations. People are trying to figure out how do I position myself, so on and so forth. And three, like I purposely leave things open ended. I don't come up with the questions beforehand. My agenda is actually in that room. And so the structure has allowed me to like have just really high fidelity in what it is that what it is I'm doing, and to like just trust that no matter what, the time that we spend together will be really well used. I came up with something really simple around like how I bring people into the room. I say the same things almost every single time. I get them to introduce themselves. They have a starting question that helps break the ice in a very similar way. I thought I was going to vary the question, and I was like, oh no, this is the first time they're getting this in this space. I don't need to change the question up. We can just use what has been working best and have each person go ahead and answer it. I asked like very similar starting questions to get the conversation going. And I end each conversation in the same way as well. I've even noticed that like when I'm ready to transition, I'll like use my hands and like to actually visually cue a shift in the change of where we're going. So what's been happening is that as I do this now, it's like, we're 100 episodes in, and I can like I'm able to just like click in and it's not on autopilot, but I'm able to focus now more and more on making magic in the moment, as opposed to having to worry about how things are running in the background.